Welcome to Modern Church Leader, a short daily show to help you grow your church, be more effective and efficient, and powerful for the kingdom of God.
Hopefully you never hit this spot, but sometimes you have to go figure out why people in church aren't giving. So let's talk a little bit about figuring out why people aren't giving, why you might be seeing a decline in giving, those kind of things. Again, hopefully your church doesn't suffer from this, but it happens, right? Like things happen, giving drops, and becoming good at evaluating what's going on and figuring out the why behind it so that you can alter course, make some adjustments, and get giving to turn back around and hopefully start increasing is really important because although the church isn't here to make money, it's here to do ministry and pastor people and love people and care for people. You need money to fulfill that mission, right? You need money to keep the lights on. You need money to pay staff. You need money to put on programs. You need money to send kids to camp. Like you need money for all these things. So it's really important to be able to dig in. So we'll run through a few tips. The first one is to really understand, when did giving start dropping? So that is predicated on understanding your giving. Hopefully you're tracking your giving, month by month for, since the day you open the doors of your church every month, how much giving has come in from your people, right? So that you can look back and you can say, okay, here's how giving's gone. But you can see clearly on, in February of 2019 is when that was the first month we saw giving drop. And then now it's dropped for, 5 months in a row. And you can kind of watch that trend. So the first thing is figure out when it happened, right? When did giving start dipping? The second thing is, now that you know the date that it started dropping, to do some, thinking and reflection on, did anything change at church? Was there a ministry position change? Did the senior pastor get replaced? Did something significant happen in the life of the church, right? Because, there's definitely times when staff changeover, especially if a senior pastor or somebody leaves, or if there's any issues in the ministry where that will affect giving, right? Because people get uncertain, they question what's going on. And like it or not, sometimes people just speak with their pocketbooks, right? They feel hesitant. And so maybe they stop giving for a little bit until things kind of pick back up. So figure out when it started dropping and then just quickly evaluate. Did anything happen? If giving stopped in February, was there anything that happened in February or maybe right before that kind of made giving go down? The other thing to think about is when giving dropped, did anything happen in the ministry or with the staff or anything like that, or in the life of the church? The other part to evaluate is, did anything happen with the membership? Did somebody move out? Did you plant another church out of your church, right? Like, were there things where the membership or the people kind of declined in number for some reason that caused that drop, right? Oftentimes, especially in a smaller church, it could be, a significant, family moved out. Maybe there was a job situation, or for family, they wanted to move closer, or something where they moved out and, that caused, a hit to your giving, right? That'd be something to take note of. So again, know when it started dropping, check within the church and the staff and the leadership, and then check the membership, see if anything happened there. I think the third thing here to do is just ask people, right? Ask your church, and it can be anonymous. You could do an anonymous survey. It's a Survey Monkey, quick 3-question survey of some sort where you just anonymously ask them a few questions, right? And you could even state to the church, hey, we've seen a little drop in giving recently, and we're trying to figure out what's going on. We'd love for you to fill out this anonymous survey to get some feedback. We want to hear from you guys. We don't want you to feel pressure that we know who you are and your comments, but we want real feedback. So please fill out this anonymous survey, right? Capture that feedback. Ask your people what's going on. I think related to that is actually talk to your leadership, right? Your leadership team and your volunteer leadership team, having a real conversation with people around, hey, giving's gone down for a few months and we're trying to figure out what's going on, and give us your insight, right? So talk to your leadership team, especially your small group leaders and your kind of key volunteer leadership folks, to just, see what's going on, see what they'll share with you from their perspective. So talking to your leadership as part of asking people a bit more one-on-one, right? Not the anonymous survey, but more like one-on-one. I'm going to talk with my leadership team and my small group leaders. I think The next one is just doing a self-evaluation, right? People give to things that they're passionate about, that they feel connected with, and where there's a vision of where you're headed, right? Like if you're inspiring me to give, like, yeah, I'm going to give as a Christian because I feel called to give from the scriptures. I'm going to be a generous person. I want to raise a generous family. I want to help, the mission. I want to help fund people becoming Christians and the gospel being spread. So that's all there. But on top of that, having a vision and feeling excited about your church and what's going on is a big part of how people give, right? So doing some self-reflection, like as the senior pastor or as the leadership team, are we excited about what's going on? Is that excitement kind of oozing out of us into our people? Is there a vision for where we're headed? Am I communicating that vision effectively from stage? Is it something where people feel connected to it, right? And really, if there's a drop and you've checked all these other things, coming back to like, is there a clear, compelling vision that my people are on board with, right? And really checking that, I think, is a big part of it. The last one I'll throw in there is sometimes it helps to get outside eyes, right? So I remember being at a conference with a larger mega church, and I was really inspired by what their senior pastor said. He said, anytime we see some kind of issue within the church, ministry, giving, finances, whatever, technology, whatever it is, we have a team that looks internally, and we have a team that goes externally and goes out and looks at other churches, right? And sees what they're doing. So getting kind of external eyes, whether you take a team and go out and look at other churches and kind of find churches where giving is growing and they're thriving and go see what they're doing. Or you invite them in to come look at what you're doing and maybe critique what you're doing and give you tips and pointers, and just, relying on each other to help the church grow, and knocking on the door of the church down the street to see what they're doing right, and being okay with that, right? So if we run through it, see when it started dropping, see if there's any significant events in the church that happened, see if there's any people moving out kind of things, ask your congregation, ask your leadership, do a self-evaluation and reflection, and then get some external help. I think if you go through those things, you're going to figure out why giving is dipping, and hopefully come out of it with some reasons and some insights into how to get that trend to turn and go the right way.
Thanks for listening. Please review Modern Church Leader on Apple Podcasts and visit our website for more resources at tithe.ly, or follow the links in the show notes.